What is up, IF Warriors? It's your boy Edward V, and one of the topics that is tackled a lot when it comes to intermittent fasting is the blood pressure. How is your blood pressure affected when doing intermittent fasting? Is it negative? Is it positive? Do we even have enough evidence to swing in any of those directions? Well, I'm gonna go ahead and tackle that in this video. Stay tuned. Controlling your blood pressure is extremely important because the higher your blood pressure is, the more dangerous it becomes in terms of heart risk. It can cause cardiac failure, heart attacks, your heart just basically stopping from beating, and that of course would lead to death. So you want to make sure that you maintain a lower blood pressure or normal blood pressure. You don't want to have an increasingly high blood pressure and go into hypertension, which is if you have hypertension, you are someone who has high blood pressure, has been diagnosed with high blood pressure, and you have to have medical treatment as well as medical observation to ensure that it doesn't go too high, thus protecting you health-wise with your hypertension. Now, one big question that a lot of people ask when it comes to intermittent fasting is blood pressure. How is it regulated? So there's a lot of people that are on the fence when it comes to intermittent fasting and the subject of blood pressure. There are some that believe that intermittent fasting raises your blood pressure, and there are others that believe that intermittent fasting has no effect, and there's even some that believe that intermittent fasting lowers your blood pressure. So there isn't much that we know, to be honest, when it comes to the blood pressure affected by intermittent fasting, but there was a recent study that was published in December, and I'm going to go ahead and use that study as a reference for this video. So in this study, they used 60 patients that had just recently been diagnosed with hypertension. They specifically put them into a regimen of intermittent fasting. Now, this did not have a control group. All 60 people were put under this regimen just to see how it affects their blood pressure and blood pressure variation. So there's four main components to this study. They made sure that they tested office blood pressure, they tested home blood pressure, they used ambulatory blood pressure testing as well, and they also tested central blood pressure. Now, if any of this is confusing you, I'm gonna break down what all of these mean. Now, testing office blood pressure means that you're testing the blood pressure inside of a clinical environment. A doctor is testing someone's blood pressure, determining the high-low ratio based off of that visit to the doctor, that visit to the office. But the problem with that is that it causes something called a white coat effect, and this is derived from the fact that doctors usually wear white coats. But what white coat effect means is that your blood pressure may actually raise because of anxiety of being in a clinical setting. So you may not get an actual reading of what someone's blood pressure is throughout the day on a day-to-day basis, just utilizing the office results. So then there's also home results, where you're tested in your home specifically, and you may get a different reading if you're not in a clinical setting in a doctor's office with the AC on, with the white lights and other patients and stuff like that. It might give them a more accurate reading than an office reading. Then ambulatory blood pressure reading is basically a device is attached to your hip, and then it's connected to your body so that it can read your blood pressure throughout a 24-hour day while you're just going by your normal everyday life. Now, this is probably the best and most accurate way to read someone's blood pressure, because you'll see the highs, the lows, the variations, which is what they were testing in the study as well. And central blood pressure is not a reading or testing at all. It's just basically testing the aorta, or basically the large artery, the largest artery of the heart, because that may have a different blood pressure reading than the rest of your body. And it's really important to know what that reading is. Those are the four components of this study. What they did is they tested all 60 people before they went ahead and did that intermittent fasting protocol, and then they tested them after they did the intermittent fasting protocol, and the results were pretty interesting. Also, testing the blood pressure variation was done with a smoothness index, and what a smoothness index is just basically the standard deviation. So between each hour of what the blood pressure was, they wanted to see what the spread was. So basically, like, how much more was it different from the one before. That's basically what the smoothness index is, and the blood pressure variation testing is. So I just wanted to clear that up just just in case no one understood how they came up with those numbers. What they noticed is that with newly diagnosed hypertension patients with intermittent fasting, the office blood pressure level did go down, as well as the ambulatory blood pressure levels went down. Now, this is pretty significant considering the fact that although the office blood pressure levels can be varied depending on how nervous you are or your anxiety within an office space, but it still actually went down when they performed the intermittent fasting protocol. Now, the ambulatory numbers is, to me, much more important because it's actually testing your blood pressure levels throughout the entire day, and it decreased significantly across the board. Now, the actual numbers, I am not aware of what they are because I'm getting the information from the abstract and I have not purchased or used any EDU to pull up the full study. But if you do have that information, I would gladly appreciate it. You guys are awesome. Every time I ask for the full study, you guys are always amazing and you send me the full study. So I would definitely appreciate that because I would love to break it down even further just to know what the numbers are. But it is a significant decrease based off of the study that they did. But when they tested the home and central blood pressure, there was no significant difference, which means it didn't go up. Right now, based off the information that we have, intermittent fasting off of this particular study, which of course there aren't many when it tackles blood pressure when it comes to intermittent fasting, but based on this particular study, there wasn't anything that increased blood pressure because of intermittent fasting, and there were some elements where decreased blood pressure took place because of intermittent fasting. So right now, so far, it's a win-win for intermittent fasting based off of this study alone. Now, one thing that I do want to touch on is that 24-hour urinary sodium excretion reduced during intermittent fasting. Now, a lot of that can be because of a lack of water or lack of drinking liquids, which a lot of people make the mistake of doing when they do intermittent fasting. Considering the fact that these people appear to not have done intermittent fasting before, it is very likely that they did not consume enough liquids to move sodium out of their body as quickly as possible. Now, the smoothness index based off of the ambulatory blood pressure testing was actually low, which means it's not a good thing. It means that the blood pressure variations were greater. But the thing with this is that these are not people who have been doing intermittent fasting for a long time. So you have to take into account one major element is that blood pressure variation is extremely sensitive and will move simply by doing a different diet, incorporating exercise, stopping your exercise, eating different foods, doing different things. If you do something different or a drastic change within your normal daily lifestyle, that can increase your blood pressure variation. And the thing is, these people were not intermittent fasting and then were intermittent fasting, like from one day to the next, and that will definitely cause an increase in blood pressure variation. This is not in particular, in my opinion, to the fact that they're doing intermittent fasting, but the fact that they're doing something completely different than what they normally do, that is affecting their blood pressure variation. Because as you can see, even though the blood pressure variation was greater, was increased, the ambulatory blood pressure itself actually decreased. One very weird thing that they did notice is that the blood pressure variation was high in people that woke up before sunrise to eat something. Now, it's not because they ate, it's because they woke up before sunrise. Now, this is very strange, and I don't really understand why. However, it is a very linear, connected thing between all 60 patients, so this is something that you would have to look at. But once again, because it is the blood pressure variation, I believe that the fact that they are doing something completely different, waking up in a different state because they're doing intermittent fasting, this has lent to the fact that the variations may be much more drastic than normal. However, all in all, the blood pressure levels either stayed the same or decreased, and the most important one, the ambulatory blood pressure, which is the 24-hour reading of someone's blood pressure throughout the day in their normal daily life, was decreased when interjecting the intermittent fasting protocol. So I hope this helps answer your question or get you closer to the answers of what happens to your blood pressure when you do intermittent fasting based off of this study. And there's very limited study that exists out there, but most of them do at least go to the level where nothing happens to your blood pressure, or they go to the point where they say your blood pressure actually decrease when implementing the intermittent fasting protocol. This study also showed that someone who had a high body mass index did not suffer any negative effects in terms of blood pressure or even blood pressure variation. So this was more for people who had a lower body mass index. So I want to thank my patrons for my Patreon. I'm going to put their names right